Okay, let's do this. 6 games I loved but never beat. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Bodus and I'm delighted that you decided to spend just a few minutes with me. Today we're going through a list. It's not a top list, it's just a list on 6 games that I loved, but I never managed to beat them. First game. Here we go. Oh boy. Skyrim. What a fantastic game. But Bodus should never relax. This game is open world. And I don't mind open world as long as I know the main objective. And a few hours into this game, I was lost. I knew I was a Dragonborn and it was super exciting and it was like this great epic adventure that we just started upon. But then I just lost interest. There were too many people to talk to, so many side quests to keep track, and all of a sudden I didn't know if a side quest was the main quest or if I was going in the completely wrong direction. For me, it would have helped a lot if I was given more do this and do that. Not holding my hand, just help me if I get sidetracked too much. Now the next game is gonna come as quite a surprise. Super Mario 64. Now I know, I already beat it, I know, but there's a little twist to this story. I started speedrunning this game last summer, managed to beat it 70 stars in about an hour, but I actually never managed to complete it, which means gathering 120 stars. I never managed to do that. When I was a kid, obviously because I'm Swedish, my English knowledge were limited, because at the time I knew pretty much hello, how are you? So if there were any advice given by Toad and signs, I couldn't read those. I never understood what to do next. I remember I managed to gather 116 stars and I never found the remaining 4. Still to this day, I never managed to collect 120 stars. Does it mean I haven't beat it? I mean, I still beat it, but I never completed it. But I think it's suiting here in this list, because I never beat it, technically. It's kind of like embarrassing to actually admit this, especially after spending like so many hours speedrunning 70 stars. One sweet day. One sweet day. The next game on the list is a Dreamcast exclusive called Headhunter. Now this game was released pretty late in the Dreamcast life cycle and it didn't sell that well, mostly because of that. And it's a PAL exclusive, which means it was only released in Europe. Now this game's actually developed in Sweden. PogChamp! Like I said, the game didn't sell that well, and that's a shame because the game itself actually were really good. It borrowed a lot from Metal Gear Solid. Actually, it borrowed a lot. But the result came out really good. It did get a successor on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, but unfortunately it didn't sell as well there either, so the studio had to shut down. But this is really a game that I want to go back to and play and beat. Game number 4 is actually a Game Boy game. This game is called Mystic Quest. I think this is actually called Final Fantasy Adventures, or Adventure in the North America. This is a Final Fantasy spin-off game. Still developed by Square. This is quite looked after these days. It's the first game in the Mana series. So this is the first game. The second game was Secret of Mana. You're pretty sure you heard about that. This game was amazing, but again, as a Swede, as 7 years old, I didn't know what to do. I thought the beginning was epic. I remember getting on a chocobo, and that was the coolest thing because you could move like 3 times the speed, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't understand the story. The waterfall in the beat, I didn't understand. It's still a game that I would like to play and beat, because there's some legacy to this. So maybe sometime in the future. And speaking of Square, I think a lot of people that know me from Twitch is gonna smile a little bit. This is Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6, depending on where you are. But this game is absolutely amazing. I did stream it last summer on twitch.tv/Bodus. We never beat it. We managed to get to Kefka's Tower, no spoilers. It's close to the end. And we realized, wow, we are really underleveled, we're really underpowered. And you know, when you're a streamer, you want to make sure the stream is really entertaining. And for a first time playing, this would have taken me another 10 hours of grinding just to get to the level where I'm needed to be in order to take on the final boss. So we managed to beat like 95% of the game, but we never fought in the final dungeon. Well, technically we did, but we just lost all the time, so it was a train wreck. But some of my favorite moments of this game was actually when we managed to beat the Doom Train. I think it was like a Phoenix Down or an Elixir, something like that. We managed to beat him like this because of knowledge in the Final Fantasy series. If something is dead, Throw life at it and it will die because, you know, it's already dead, so. Amazing game. This should have been on the list I made the other day, called 6 games I didn't mean to buy. This would be in the 7th, because I accidentally won an auction, and it wasn't cheap. Alright, final game in this list of 6 games that I love but never managed to beat. This is quite embarrassing, because this is one of my favorite games. Shenmue. You know, Sega spent so much money on the development of this game that in order for this to make any profit for the company, each and every one that owned a Dreamcast would have needed to buy 2 copies. That's how expensive this was. This was the most expensive game of all time. Up until its release, and then other games were... You know, yeah. In order to explain this game, I don't think I can. It's a mix of an exciting book, like a really majestic movie, and the most intriguing video game you've ever played. And still, it boils down to just being a human, doing your daily chores. The reason why I never beat this, I don't really know. I don't know why I never beat it. It's such a good game. I love this. I love every single part of this game. I don't know why I didn't beat it. I guess I got stuck. I never found the freaking sailors. I don't know. I need to play this game, especially since the HD remake was released about a year ago for the PlayStation 4. Dude, I have like 3 copies for the Dreamcast, but still, I need to buy it for the PlayStation 4. Who needs money anyway? Thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll see you again soon. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't already, leave a thumbs up. And if you hate the video, leave a thumbs up and tell me why. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.